Hi everyone, welcome back for another full moon reading. This time we've got the lunar eclipse happening this evening. I believe it. We're going to go into the app in a minute and I'm going to show you exactly what we're looking at, but I believe it's around 10:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time. There are some parts of the world where it's today's the 3rd of the 3rd and it can be happening at 3:33 in the morning, I believe I saw in some places. And interestingly, my son's homesick this week, and that's why I'm a little bit late getting this out. And my son called out playing this thing on his game, and he goes, "Mummy, I got 33,333." And I went, this energy that's going on today. So let me take you into the app, and I'll show you what we're looking at for today. This really potent energy for the lunar eclipse that's happening Vedically in Leo. And for anybody that's not 100% certain or sure about the difference between Vedic and Western astrology, Vedic astrology is based on the placements in the sky. NASA uses the same placements that we do. And the difference is apparently there was a wobble of the Earth that distorted the timing. So they're about 27 degrees out. No, 23 degrees out, I apologize. And that's why you'll see sometimes when you get your charts read, you'll be a sign behind based on your sun sign. But we take into account the ascendant, the moon, the sun, and all these other planets that you'll see here on the chart. So this is the lunar eclipse, and I was right, it was 10:33 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. And you can see here, so 2 weeks ago we had the moon was sitting here with all these guys, this stellium. Venus has moved on to Pisces where it's exalted, so we've got some really beautiful light points to share this month. Mercury's gone retrograde, and a lot of people get worried about Mercury retrogrades, or some people don't know what they mean. It's just a time to reflect, a time to slow down, a time to double, triple check things, our communication. There are a lot of shadow aspects of things that people can say can happen when Mercury goes retrograde. But again, I just want to preface and say that everybody has free will and choice, that these readings that I share online are just to show the energetic waves that are coming through, and you get to use them however you like. So coming back to this, we have this lunar eclipse full moon. So if you look up in the sky, you'll see this blood full moon, depending on what part of the world you're in. Here in Australia, we'll be able to see it. And it's in Leo. So 5 here is Leo, and it's in Purva Phalguni. Now, Purva Phalguni is about love. It's about identity. It's about this particular eclipse is about ego, love, validation, and identity. And we'll see themes of this unfolding over the next 6 months. It will ask us to release who we thought that we were so that we can step into who we truly are. So we'll find at this time emotional culminations, revelations, and releases. It's a very purifying eclipse to be happening. If the solar eclipse begins chapters that happened 2 weeks ago, this particular eclipse is the one that completes things. It's very purifying, especially around ego-driven behaviors. So again, coming back to Purva Phalguni, it's Venus ruled. It's connected to love, pleasure, and intimacy, and being seen. Its symbol is a hammock or the front legs of a bed, represents rest and sensuality and joy. And the deity here is called Bhaga. It governs fortune and enjoyment. However, when we bring the south node of the moon, Ketu, which is all about detachment and drawing things away, spiritual evolution, we find that it's a purification and a karmic cleansing. So when it moves through this particular sign with the moon, it doesn't destroy its beauty, but it purifies any sort of distortions. So like I said at the start of the video, this is about reflecting on ego-driven behaviors and things like that. Illusions around romance will dissolve, validation patterns fall away, ego attachment surface for release, old relationship karma completes here. So it's not about punishment, it's about purification. So you'll also find that today in particular is also the festival of Holi in India, the festival of colors where they smudge the beautiful colors on. I believe here in Australia we celebrate it on the weekend. And it's this celebration of spring returning. They've just ended their winter, they go into spring. For us here in Australia, it's autumn, so it's really interesting that it's this seasonal transition where some things are blooming and some things are shedding. So other points that I wanted to make in this video was, you can see back in Aquarius where I pointed out in the last video, we had Mars in Aquarius with Rahu, the Sun, Mercury. Venus has moved on and Mercury's gone retrograde. To be aware of this month, this Mars and Rahu conjunction in Aquarius has its own yoga. So when we see these two together, it can become quite volatile energy. We've also got the Sun there, where when things get too close, they can become combust. When it gets too hot, there's a lot of fire here, and Mercury retrograde doesn't help. So it's all about slowing things down, taking the time to process. Take a pause. Yeah. Take a breath. Think about what you want to say, because there's a lot of heat coming up, and you only have to look out in the world to see how that's manifesting in different places. But like macro, like micro, we'll always see it, yeah, out in the world and in our own personal lives at the same time. So glimmers that can be happening at the same time. Venus is now exalted in Pisces. That despite the eclipse stirring up intensities, Venus will offer a softening influence. It can transform heartache into compassion, forgiveness, creativity, and spiritual connection. It's a really great time to meditate. As Venus begins to separate from Saturn and Neptune, which you can see here, the energy will become lighter and more fluid as the month goes along. Also on March 11th, Jupiter here in Gemini will turn direct. So you can see that little R means a retrograde symbol. It's all about intellectual clarity, improved communication, and forward movement. So the fog will start to lift. Post-eclipse over the next 6 months, that we'll see identity refinement, relationship recalibration, stronger boundaries, and clearer direction within ourselves. So what begins now may unfold fully by the next eclipse season in August, which we'll start to see these themes between Cancer and Capricorn beginning to play out. So the home, the heart, work, out in the world, responsibilities, government, things like that, mother, father figure kind of things. So yeah, in bringing it all together, I just wanted to say that I pulled a card for this reading as well, because sometimes it gives me a greater clarity around the kind of guidance that might be needed. And it said that the measure of truth begins within. If you are right within yourself, you will be right in the world. This eclipse asks us to go inward, to release ego, to listen, and then to act accordingly. This is very fire horse year energy, not impulsive fire, but aligned fire. It is time to take knowledge and put it out into the world, not from ego, but from truth. The card also shared that spending time by the ocean may feel especially purifying right now. That word again, purifying. And remember that water balances fire. So this Leo eclipse, this amplified fire energy that's projecting onto it at the same time. And that salt also purifies. So let nature regulate your nervous system at this time. And remember, put your hand on your heart and say, I am safe, as many times as you need to. I call back my power. And in truth, I am free. If you feel called for deeper support at this time, I offer Combined Therapy Cocktail CTC, formerly known as Cut the Crap sessions, the 2-hour transformational life session. Reiki sessions. I do deep dive clarity calls to help you get direction on where you want to go in your life. And of course, Vedic astrology readings to help you understand your gifts and to ride these waves that we are all experiencing at the moment. This eclipse is not here to take things away randomly. It helps reveal what's truly meant to belong. And over the next 6 months, as we release who we thought we were, we make space to become who we truly are. I really hope this helps. Remember to get out in nature, ground yourself, take the time to breathe. And even just for 2 minutes, I think that if you can start a practice that's, really short, you're able to build up from there a lot easier. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next 2 weeks. Lots of love.